Hi, and welcome to Realtor Talk, brought to you by the Greater Pocatello Association of Realtors. Today we have Jenn Garrison, owner of Bricks and Sticks Real Estate Company, Vicky Kendrick from Pinehurst Nursery and Floral, and Carol Cunningham from Home Guard Siding. All of these ladies are owners of their businesses. I'm Gina. I'm with Gate City Real Estate. Today we'll be talking about curb appeal and staging. The first thing that we probably need to talk about in preparing your home for sale are really the basic items. The first item that seems to be the most important is to put away the unnecessary items that are in your yard so that people get a real feel of that there's potential there. Jen, what are some of the items that they should put away?
Any yard tools left out, pull your garbage can back, shut your garage door, kids' toys, anything that's just out and seems cluttery.
Okay, great. The garage doors should be shut. Should they move extra vehicles also so that people
That would be great if they have the opportunity. Boats, RVs, if they could be parked to the side, if not back, or if you have the opportunity to maybe store them somewhere else while the home is being shown.
Terrific. Some of the other items that we need to be sure get done are to maintain the yard and to make sure that all of the basic maintenance needs to be done. When we talk about curb appeal, it really sounds like it's the fun part because you only have that first chance to grab people as they go by. But really maintenance is probably the biggest issue. Vicki, what items should we do to maintain the yard?
Well, first of all, you need to look and see if there's overgrown shrubs that need to be cut back, or if there's shrubs planted there in the first place. And our winters here, you have to make your home look good 12 months out of the year, because the odds of selling it in August when it looks great are probably not that great.
True.
So you may have to spend a little money and do some landscaping to make your home appealing, because when people drive by and look at it, they're going to say, do I really want to look at that house or not? Usually they drive by and look at it before they look at it, or it's so easy to get in line. The first thing you see is the front of the house, and is it appealing? Do I want to look at that? Have they done some landscaping to make it look good? And it's important what you landscape with. I'm a landscape consultant, and I can help you choose the right plant for the right area so that you don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of stuff to stage it. But you have to buy the right plants, because people they can see what you've done. If you're just sticking things in there to sell your home, you want to use quite a bit of evergreen product so that it looks good 12 months out of the year. Trees are very important. A newly planted landscape is just as appealing as a mature one if it's done correctly to begin with. And statistics show there was a recent study in Texas that showed going from an average, a good, and excellent landscaping on your home, and your property value went up from 5 to 10%. Well, on a $200,000 house, 5% is $11,000.
That makes an enormous difference.
That makes an enormous. 10% is $21,000. You don't have to spend that much in your landscaping to get that value up there, but you do have to do it right.
True. Very true. Thank you. That helps so much. Some of the other, when we're talking about landscaping, we usually think about just the summer and when it is wonderful and everybody, do you have people that want to wait until spring so that the lawn is green and, oh, I don't want to sell in the winter, but you're right, Vicki, we do sell 12 months of the year. We certainly hope to. Some of the things that we need to remember too, we need to make sure that we are maintaining year-round, that we have, if there's leaves or snow, that those things need to be repaired or removed. We need to shovel the snow. We have a maintenance issue if we don't too. Not only the maintenance issue, but we have a safety issue. We want to be sure that people are able to physically get to the homes so that they can look. Have you had problems or concerns, or any advice that you could help in that regard too?
I did an open house last winter, and the walks had not been shoveled, and they had just walked and walked and walked and drove on the driveway. And by the time I got there, there was no way that I could even chip it off because it was ice, and it was a steep driveway. And so there was definitely a concern of just people coming into the house and maybe your liability issue,
right,
with not maintaining those things so that someone can get in. That would be my biggest thing, is maintaining so that it's convenient and easy, and they have a great experience trying to view that home.
Great. And it is all about the experience, I think. From the very second that you see the home, whether it be a drive-by in person, or if you're seeing it online, because so many people are seeing things online now for the first time, that absolutely the pictures that you have are very important. Some of the other things that we need to check for along the maintenance issues are checking the foundation or decking or steps or rails. Are there other things that you can think of along those lines that we need to take care of?
You know, we recently viewed a home, and when we walked up to the front porch, the concrete steps, the concrete needed some work. And I work a lot with numbers, so I started clicking off the numbers. The railing was loose, and I thought, okay, new railing, at least $500. The steps had not been properly flashed, so there was rot against the siding, and it's like, can that siding be repaired, or does the whole house need to be sided? And as we continued to look at the home, those were the things that I kept, you know, it's like, okay, it needs new windows, it needs new siding, it needs new railing, the roof is, and so you start doing those things, and the truth is, the people, if they're going to sell it, they may not want to spend all of that money themselves, but they do not want the prospective buyer going in and going, oh my gosh, it's going to cost $5,000 to put a new roof on, it's going to cost $8,000 to re-side it, these windows are bad, what's that going to cost? And I mean, these numbers are rolling through their head, and they're adding them onto the price or deduct them from the asking price. So it's really important to have the exterior, because like you said, that's the first impression. And if you get them looking at what's wrong before they walk in the front door, they are already in that negative mindset of, these people haven't taken care of this home. What is it going to cost us to get it to the point where I want to call it my home?
You're so right. It's a little like shopping. If you ever shop at an outlet mall or find something as is, you're great until you see the as is, and then you start to comb over every little part. I think that's a little the same way that buyers feel. If they walk up and everything looks great, they're ready to go inside expecting the best. If in fact they get there and there are those items, the stairs, the door, the railing, they do start to add up, I think. And you think, well, if this is wrong, what else could be wrong? So I think that makes a difference. Some of the other things that we need to be sure that we do would be to be sure that the rain gutters are cleared out, that the front door is functioning, that if there's any lighting outside, that is taken care of. Does replacing porch lights or a front door, Jen, make a big difference?
Oh, huge. I would say lighting just in itself is one of the most inexpensive ways to make sure that your home shows well. A couple of lights burn out and you can't really see, and it's dark and dingy, let alone the fact that a lot of times in the winter, when we get there at 5 o'clock at night and it's already dark outside, and the realtor goes to flip on the light and there's no light, and you're working with a key and you're trying to get your people in and it's cold, that is a miserable experience, and that's how we start that process again, is already, oh, this isn't working out perfectly, this must not be the perfect house.
And lighting being inexpensive, it is also something that is quite often dated and gives the house, again, that nobody's maintained it. And so for something that isn't a lot, you can just update the dating on the home too.
Absolutely. That, as we're driving by, we can see sometimes you get an instant, we have a few slides. Some of the homes, it only takes a drive-by on one like this that maybe we don't need